Going back to kind of stories around Bomb Scare, if you want, when the first time that it had come out, and that was in '92, wasn't it?
92,
yeah. It kind of started to create quite a buzz, and then all of a sudden we were getting requests to go to, you know, like to do gigs and PAs and things, and we got a request in from Los Angeles to go and do a gig there, a PA, and we were like, all right, because I think we're all still living at home with our parents, and you know,
been on a plane.
He'd never been on a plane, and we were like, okay, right, well, we've got a gig set up for you in LA. Let's do it. So there was 6 of us. There was like me, Simon, Rob, our MC, and 2 dancers that we, you know, as you used to have back in the day, two blokes, and we all kind of, you know, really quite giddy about it and quite excited, and we all like said, right, what we got to do? We all had to get our moving shadow jackets printed, you know, and literally the ink was still wet on the jackets when we were getting. I don't mean kind of metaphorically speaking. It was literally the ink on the jackets was still wet when we were getting on the plane to go to LA, and we've got off at the other side. The promoters got to LA. Promoters picked us up, and the first thing he's showing us is his new gun that he's bought. Right, and we're like, all right, this is a bit weird. He goes, yeah, I'm going to drop you at the motel. I'm off down the shooting range.
I was a nervous wreck anyway. And we were going to die.
And he drops us at this motel, and then we're in LA for a week before the gig, and every night we were going to different little clubs in LA and playing, and everyone's saying, okay, so you know, I was saying, where are you staying? And we were saying, La Puente it was called.
Yeah, La Puente.
Yeah, La Puente. And they're saying,
everyone would sort of shake their head.
Saying, why are you staying there? Like, I don't know, it's just where we're staying. They're going, oh, I don't know why he's put you in La Puente, and right, you know, putting the horrors up us. And then the next day, one of our dancers goes down to the pool, and this like proper crap old motel that had graffiti
in the drawers,
and in the inside of the lampshade and things like that. And he gets beaten up by some smackhead at the pool, doesn't he? Comes in going,
claiming to be a Vietnam vet.
Yeah, some crazy Vietnam vet punches him down by the pool, and he comes back and he's going, I don't want to stay here anymore. And we're like, well, we've only got a few more days. Go and do the gig. We go home. But then it turns out we did this gig which is out in Orange County, and it was in a massive warehouse.
Yeah, it was set up for meeting points. So on the flyers they had meeting points, didn't they? Like the old UK raves. And we were like, is this an illegal rave? And they said, no. What we do is we set up meeting points and don't disclose the venue because of the gang thing that goes on out in LA. If they know there's something going on, they often come and approach it and try and take over what's going on in there, take door money and stuff like that. So there was meeting points, you know, which we were like, oh, that's cool, we're used to all that sort of stuff. So we got to this huge warehouse, and we were sort of setting up, and they had all these sound guys setting up keyboards and things like that, and we were there sort of quite early on. And Rob and Sean and the rest of the guys fancied something to eat, so they said, oh, we're going to shoot over to KFC and grab something. Do you want to come? I was like, no, I'm fine, I'll just hang around here. I was sort of sitting around on stage, and this guy came up to me and said, right, do you want to load all your stuff in now and get yourself set up? And I was like, for what? He said, yeah, for your PA. I said, yeah, so it's fine, yeah, we've got it all on a DAT tape in the van. And they were like, well, you're not playing live? And I said, none of us know how to play live. And they just looked at me, and I thought...
Yeah, there was thousands of pounds worth of kit. Because we just specified stuff that looked like what we had in the studio.
Yeah, it was like the Prodigy and the Chemical Brothers combined. There's all these keyboards and all that, and I'm going, no, it's all on tape. And I just get this look, and he's looking at me, and I'm thinking, right, God, they hate us already.
So we do the gig. It's only like half full in this massive warehouse, and then we're like, okay, right, we need to get paid the balance of our money. And we see our MC, who's kind of this pretty tough geezer from Brixton, and he's like,
panic.
He says, we ain't getting paid. I'm like, why not? He goes, I've just seen a promoter running across the car park with his gun in his hand, And I've just been speaking to these two blokes who have come in from Chicago.
We thought they were like sort of town officials, you know, sort of council officials.
In their suits, and he says they're the ones who are bankrolling it. They've just been screaming at him. He's running off with his gun in his hand. He takes our tour bus that they've hired out for him and screeches off. So we're left there, no wages, in Orange County somewhere, right? Winding each other up, but kind of actually half shitting ourselves, thinking we're gonna get done by the mafia. Anyway, we managed to hitchhike our way back to La Puente, the drive-by capital of Los Angeles County.
Didn't really sleep because we thought someone was going to burst in the room and put a pillow over our head, like blow caps into our
and then there was these kind of Mexican gang members who we'd met earlier in the week who were really cool, or ex-gang members. They got out of the scene.
They've gone through some sort of program with this guy who was like their mentor,
covered in all their tats and everything, right? And they were at the gig, that was right. And they said, "Look, we'll come and get you." And they come and picked us up, and they had to drive to the promoter's house. They found our tour bus. Which was a rental van. They stole that for us. Came back to the hotel. In
lowriders, you know,
with that and a couple of lowriders. Threw all our stuff in the back of it.
Into the back of the lowrider.
And we were screeching off, and they said, look, we think you guys might be in trouble.
You've had a bad time.
And they took
us to a Holiday Inn.
Yeah, checked us into a Holiday Inn. We were flying back the next day.
And they paid for it. They paid for like a couple of suites in this Holiday Inn. And this guy, Ruben, his name was, wasn't he? He was like their mentor. He got them out of this gang culture. And, you know, he'd laid on drinks and stuff like that. And we had a bit of a party in there.
And we hid the van round the back because we were almost certain that the mafia were definitely hunting for us by this point.
Then we found out that the guy that had been driving us around, the blonde-haired guy, Jason, do you remember him?
Oh, yeah.
Driving us around. Whose house they'd got it from. I don't even think he had a licence.
No, he didn't have a driving licence.
We found out that they knew him and he didn't even have a licence.
So yeah, and then the next morning we were flying back, so we just jumped in this now stolen hire car.
Rob drove it
to the airport. We just parked it right in the no parking bit, right in front, because we thought the mafia were going to be waiting for us at the airport to prevent us from leaving. I don't know why.
Left some messages on it and in it.
Yeah. And then we just parked it there, left all the doors open and got through security as fast as we could. Got on the plane. That
was our trip to LA.
Yeah, got home. My mum's like, how was it? I'm like, yeah, it was all right. There was no guns, mafia, car stealing, Mexican gang members, none of that.
One of the classic ones which we'll jump onto is sort of fast forwarding. When was it? 2010. Obviously, like the label had become defunct since then, but we'd been gigging. I hadn't been gigging for a while because I got married and stuff like that, and the guys were. But it was the first real gig I'd been out to with the guys as Two Bad Mice in years, and it was this weekender called Bangface, and I hadn't heard of it, and Paul was driving down earlier on in the day, and I said, I'll pick Sean up and we'll drive down. And Sean got in the van, and I said, what's it like down at this Bangface gig then? He went, you could go in there and play spoons, and people would dance to it. It's just crazy.
Bonkers.
And Paul and Sean were doing it was the opening party, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, we did the opening night.
You take over now, that's sort of like a nice little segue into...
We did the opening party on the Friday night, didn't we, which was fine. And then on the Saturday...
Oh, sorry, I've just remembered where this is going now. I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, go on.
We were supposed to be doing the pool party. Which is basically...
health and safety nightmare.
Yeah,
they let 200 ravers into a swimming
with loads of inflatables and things like that. So Sean and I were supposed to be playing just before Vibes was on. And so we were like... I said, Sean, look, you do the first 20 minutes, so I'm going to go and have a quick swim. Well, you know, you get on. So Sean puts his first tune on, there he is, bang, bang, bang. Everyone's going mental. So I said, oh, come on, Si, let's go for a swim.
I'd already been in. I'd dip my toe in the water and had a little splash about and all that. It was all a bit nuts for me. I'm thinking, God, this is what it's like going waving now. There's people with them Zorbs and stuff like that floating around. They're all out there nut, absolutely spanning. And he then turned up in his trunks,
Speedos, and dived in, which I thought was perfectly acceptable.
The shallow end?
Yeah, the shallow end. So the next thing is, as I've come out of the water,
It's like a scene from Jaws.
so everyone's going, get out the pool, get out the pool. And I was like, whoa, what's the matter? And then it dawned on me what had happened, and I'd actually split my head open as I'd skimmed the bottom of the pool. And the claret was just pouring down my face.
And in the pool.
And it was like, and filling the pool up with blood.
While everyone's dancing and he's on the decks.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
So I managed to get out of the water. Well, I was fine. I didn't think anything was wrong. I honestly felt fine. I mean, it was quite early in the day.
I know this is really unprofessional that we're on camera, but the reason why you didn't think anything was wrong?
Because I had had a couple of refreshments that morning.
Yeah, he'd started drinking K cider at 8:30 in the morning.
Was it 8:30?
It was 8:30.
9, surely.
I think, well, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. It was
Okay.
about 9 o'clock.
Quarter to
yeah,
9.
He got out, he didn't even know it had happened.
But the worst thing was, I had water in my ears, so I couldn't hear anything. So I thought I had brain damage. So I'm saying to Si, I can't hear anything. I don't know what's going on. And of course, it was just, so then I'm sitting in this chair, they're all faffing around me, trying to bandage my head up and all this lot, which, and
Well,
to be quite
we were
honest...
taking photos of our phones. Clarity.
I'll forward one of these on to you as well.
Got an axe and gone like that.
Right, the guy, this guy who was with, comes up to me, I was playing, and he goes, you're going to have to carry on. You're going to have to keep playing. You're going to have to do the full hour. I was like, why is that? He goes, look down there. And I went, and he was just sat there, and his face was just red in blood, and a big pool of blood on the floor. He's like, he goes, he's just cracked his head open.